Leadership doesn't begin with others. It begins within. In Developing the Leader Within You 2.0, John C. Maxwell teaches that true leadership starts with character, purpose, and growth. Before we can guide others, we must master ourselves. Influence is not granted by title, but earned through integrity. The internal development of a leader determines the external impact they create. The journey is not about control. It is about commitment to personal transformation that inspires others to follow willingly. Maxwell reminds us that leadership is not a moment. It's a mindset. It's the daily decision to take responsibility rather than wait for direction. Every leader must face the choice between comfort and growth, ego and service. Growth always wins, but it demands discipline. The greatest challenge of leadership isn't managing people. It's mastering our reactions, emotions, and habits. Leadership is less about position and more about posture, how we show up, think, and respond under pressure. To develop the leader within, Maxwell outlines principles of self-awareness, vision, and perseverance. He insists that leadership is built on values before vision. Without integrity, influence is temporary. A true leader aligns thoughts, words, and actions with purpose. Growth comes from intentional reflection, asking not what went wrong, but what can I learn? Leadership requires courage to change even when no one is watching, because authenticity begins in private long before it's revealed in public. What's one habit or mindset you harbors? Reworking to strengthen within yourself as a future leader. Share it in the comments. It may inspire someone else's growth. The first principle Maxwell explores is influence. Leadership, he says, is influence. Nothing more, nothing less. But influence is earned, not demanded. It grows through consistency, empathy, and credibility. People follow leaders they trust, not those they fear. Every action we take either strengthens or weakens that trust. Influence begins with listening before speaking, serving before leading, and caring before commanding. Great leaders earn respect through reliability, not rhetoric. Influence is silent character in motion. The second principle is priorities. Leaders don't try to do everything, they focus on what matters most. Maxwell warns that busyness often disguises a lack of clarity. Effective leadership requires saying no to distractions so we can say yes to purpose. Time management is not about control. It's about intentionality. A great leader measures success not by activity, but by impact. Every decision should move the mission forward, not just fill the calendar with motion. Maxwell then focuses on integrity, the cornerstone of all influence. Integrity is doing the right thing even when no one is looking. It's the alignment between belief and behavior. Without integrity, charisma is manipulation, and success is temporary. Great leaders build trust by choosing honesty over convenience. Integrity doesn't mean perfection. It means consistency. When people can predict your character, they can trust your leadership. The strength of a leader's word defines the strength of their world. He also teaches about self-discipline, the foundation of sustainable growth. Discipline bridges the gap between intentions and results. Many dream of success, but few are willing to persist daily when enthusiasm fades. Maxwell says discipline is the difference between leaders who wish and those who win. It's not glamorous, it's grit in motion. Discipline creates freedom because it gives structure to potential. The moment we control ourselves, we begin to lead ourselves, and others follow naturally. Another principle is vision. Leaders see before others do, and help others see it too. Vision gives direction to effort. Without it, even talent drifts. Maxwell explains that vision is more than imagination. It's conviction in motion. A vision must be communicated clearly and lived consistently. When people see passion and purpose in a leader's eyes, they move together toward a shared destination. Leadership begins when one person's vision becomes everyone's belief in something greater. Maxwell emphasizes positive change as an essential trait. Great leaders don't protect the past, they build the future. Change is uncomfortable but necessary. The leader's role is to create stability during transition, not avoid it. Growth demands flexibility and courage. Resistance to change is often fear in disguise. Leaders must model adaptability so others follow confidently. Change isn't chaos, it's evolution. Those who fear it fall behind. Those who embrace it lead the world forward. The book also discusses problem-solving as a defining leadership skill. Leaders exist to create clarity amid complexity. Maxwell teaches that problems are opportunities wearing disguises. The best leaders approach challenges with curiosity, not complaint. They ask questions, analyze options, and act decisively. Every obstacle reveals what leadership is made of. Calm minds lead chaotic times. Problem-solving is not about having all the answers. It's about guiding teams to discover better ones together. Maxwell reminds us that attitude determines altitude. A positive mindset fuels perseverance. Leaders can't control every circumstance, but they can control their response. Optimism is not denial of difficulty. It's defiance of defeat. The best leaders see solutions before problems. They believe in possibilities even when progress seems slow. Energy is contagious. A leader's attitude sets the tone for the entire culture. Great leadership begins with the belief that growth is always possible. Another key lesson is servant leadership. True leadership isn't about power, it's about purpose. Maxwell explains that serving others is the highest form of influence. The more we lift others, the higher we rise. Servant leaders don't lose authority, they gain loyalty. Service doesn't weaken leadership, it strengthens it through empathy. A self-serving leader demands compliance. A servant leader inspires commitment. Greatness comes from giving. Service is not the cost of leadership, it's the proof of it. Maxwell also highlights the role of resilience. Every leader faces setbacks, criticism, and fatigue. What separates leaders from followers is the ability to rise again. Resilience is built through perspective, not avoidance of pain. Strong leaders see failures as feedback, not finality. They recover, refocus, and recommit. Growth is uncomfortable, but quitting guarantees stagnation. Every fall refines courage. Leadership maturity is not avoiding storms. It's learning to navigate them with clarity, calm, and conviction. The book teaches that growth must be intentional. No one drifts to greatness. Leaders design daily habits that produce lifelong impact. Maxwell says, growth requires humility to learn and courage to apply. Reading, reflecting, and mentoring are daily disciplines. The moment we stop growing, we start declining. True leaders never graduate, they evolve. Growth is not an event, it's a lifestyle. The best investment a leader can make is constant improvement of self. Another vital point is communication. Leadership lives or dies by clarity. Maxwell insists that great leaders communicate with empathy, honesty, and purpose. They listen to understand, not to respond. Communication builds bridges, not barriers. Every word either connects or divides. A leader's message should bring direction, not confusion. Communication isn't talking more, it's listening better. When we speak with authenticity, people don't just hear us, they feel us. Connection is the currency of effective leadership. Maxwell concludes that leadership is a calling, not a career. Developing the leader within is not about climbing corporate ladders, but about elevating humanity. Leadership is not defined by followers, it's defined by legacy. The leader within us grows through challenge, service, and faith in purpose. Every decision becomes a seed for future impact. To lead others, we must first lead ourselves with courage, conviction, and character. Leadership begins within and expands without. Ultimately, developing the leader. Within You 2.0 is not a book about management. It's a mirror for transformation. Leadership is a choice we make daily. To grow instead of settle, to serve instead of command, to lead by example instead of authority. Maxwell's timeless truth is simple yet profound. Leadership is not something we do. It's something we become. The world doesn't need more bosses. It needs more builders of people, starting from within.